October 2014, we packed up our life and moved to Jacksonville, Florida from Canada/Michigan. This was a move I prayed about. God gave me the direction and we set forth by faith. But today, I want to share with you the 5 things that I wish someone had shared with me before making such a tremendous move across the country. And I hope it really helps you. Thanks so much for sticking around, friends. My name is Niki Smith. I am a local realtor here in Metro Jacksonville, and I really wish someone would have been able to help me with these 5 things that I'm sharing with you, because if you are thinking about making a move here, this is a video you want to watch. I moved here without a realtor, and man, I wish I would have had a realtor before I moved here. The one thing I must tell you is I had no family here, no friends. I knew no one. I was getting a transfer by choice to a company called Our House Furniture, and I made that move because I was just sick and tired of winter. And I figured, well, if it didn't work out, I could always go back. And that's what we decided to do. So in 2014, that's when we made our move. And when I got here, let me tell you, Google Maps does not give you the perspective of how enormous Jacksonville, Florida is. And it looks like, oh, I can get there quickly if you're doing your research. You may be able to, but it is actually a long, long ride. So regardless of where you're coming from, and you can let me know in the comments if you're coming from a different state or a different country, let me know right now. And I would really appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That helps me more than you'll ever know. The very first thing I want to share with you is I became a realtor almost 6 years ago, and I felt like because of my background selling high-end furniture, I had a completely different perspective about homes, about houses, about what people love, what they do in their home. And as an interior designer, I could see things in people's homes that they could not envision. And that is such a tremendous value that I add. But the size of the city, let me tell you, that is the first thing that threw me completely off. This country, Jacksonville is the largest city by land mass in the continental United States. They have 874 square miles. Largest city, okay? And that is just Duval County. We're not talking the surrounding areas, because there's St. Johns County, Clay County, and Nassau County. And really, depending on what side of town you're on, you may live closer to St. John's than actually downtown Duval. So it is huge, and when people move here, they have to think about their circumstances. And I always say, have a consultation with me. Let me talk you through the whole situation here. Because if you're coming here and you are working, you're going to want to know how long it's going to take you to get from one part of town to your job. If you have children, that's going to be a priority for you for education. And you're not going to really understand it unless you talk with me, a local. I can give you the perspective and the drive times that will be current and up to date. And I will absolutely guide you through it. Every city has its own unique style, but Jacksonville feels like it has 12 cities within one. So if you're living in Mandarin, it's not going to feel like the beaches. If you're living in the beaches, it's not going to feel like Riverside. If you're living in Riverside, it's not going to feel like Southside. If you're in Southside, it's not going to feel like Arlington. If you're in Arlington, it's not going to feel like the North Side. Every side of town here has a whole different vibe, different architecture, different everything. So I highly recommend us chatting about it so I can get to know what you are looking for, and very, very much help you say, this neighborhood sounds like your personality. This neighborhood sounds like it also could be your personality. There's so many choices. It is very important, and I really wish I had someone help me with that. What I did was I was researching the traffic flow and looking at the local news in the morning for traffic jams to see which way the traffic jams were the highest, and I decided to live in the opposite direction. And it happened to work out very well for me. But that was my strategic thinking, and I can do that for you as well. So number one, I really wish I would have had a grasp of the actual size of Jacksonville and how it has so many different communities within it, and they're all so different. I wish I would have known that and more about the school system. The number two thing is that summer is a whole different season. And yes, it's Florida, so I expected the heat. I have been to Florida in the heat. But when it's in the 90s and the humidity is kicked in and your hair's doing all kinds of crazy things, it's a different world. And literally, I equate it to like how I was behaving in the winter in Canada. You want to get where you need to go, only leave the house if you have to, do all your errands, boom, 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 and get back home. That's basically how I live in the summer. I have to be very strategic how I plan my day, my errands, and especially with groceries. That's always my last stop, and I make sure that I get home right away to get all the food put away so it doesn't perish. And the heating bill in Canada is very high in the winter, and here the heating bill doesn't exist, but it's the air conditioning bill, okay? So it goes up quite a bit in the summer, and you really have to budget yourself. And the beautiful thing about that is the JEA here, they allow you to do a budget, so you can always just have an even amount of money coming out of your account every month, so you can stick to the budget, because in the winter it'll be close to nothing, and I don't mean nothing, but it'll be much lower than it is in the summer. So you have to be mindful of summer heat, your electric bill, and knowing that it's going to rain every single day in the summer, and it's going to be a tropical rainstorm, almost like a winter storm coming at you. But in the summer with rain, it can be dangerous. You might have to plan your whole day around the weather, and I highly recommend it. But we all know weather changes, so just be mindful to always have an umbrella and check the forecast before you make any plans where you're actually paying someone to come and cater your outdoor event or anything crazy like that. But definitely summer, you will feel the heat. Even I thought I would be prepared, because Canada gets humid and it goes into the 90s and 100s there as well. But it's a different kind of humid, a bit of a different humid. And if you're coming from somewhere cold like I did, let me know in the comments. I would love to know where you're at, where you're living, and why you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville. So number three, and this one is a doozy, okay? It is homeowners insurance. Nobody prepared me for this. I know that because of hurricanes and flooding and all these different companies that committed fraud, our insurance went out of this world. And thank God it's starting to come back down to normal. But you can have insurance here depending on which part of the state or city you live in. Your homeowner's insurance can run you into the 6,000s. Average, it's about $37.48, and I find that it's a little high. I think in Jacksonville it's a little bit closer to $2,000 at the highest level. But if you're living close to the ocean, if you're living near a waterway, if you're living in a flood zone, if you've already had a claim put on the house, these are all factors you need to consider. And I always recommend getting a quote from a home insurance company before you even put down an offer on a home. You want to know the total picture of your monthly bill. Most people just calculate mortgage insurance, HOA, and taxes. Let's calculate homeowners insurance. It's very important. And I'd be happy to send you a list of providers that we use here in Northeast Florida. Message in the comments insurance, and I'd be happy to email you that list. Now, number 4 thing I wish someone would have told me before I moved to Jacksonville, and this might surprise you, but it's about the soul of Jacksonville. Jacksonville is this big city, but it feels like a small town. It's amazing how unique it is, how people are friendly and they're happy and they want to talk to you, and they will make comments and they'll say nice things and they'll hold the door, and it has a little bit of that southern charm without being too southern because it's very diverse. We're also a military city, so we have people from all over the country and the world that come and live here, and it's beautiful. We have such beautiful things that surprise me. The food scene is amazing. We have the Riverside Arts Market. We have a symphony. We have museums. We have concerts all the time. We have a food truck scene. Of course, if you're into sports, we have sporting events. If you like to golf, any type of water sport, we have the largest urban park system here, and people who skateboard, I mean, it has started here too. There are so many firsts here. It's amazing. And right down the block is St. Augustine. That is the oldest city on record in the entire country, so you get a lot of history here. We have the fresh waterways. We have cruises coming out of our port. This is a large city that has a vast amount of different fields of income. So if you're in the medical field, if you're in shipping, a lot of companies are bringing their headquarters here. Our job growth is growing and growing and growing, and that will bring the whole soul of Jacksonville. It's just a beautiful city. I absolutely recommend, if you're considering making a move, come here for a weekend. Just enjoy what it's really all about, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They have a music scene here. I mean, the beaches are awesome, and you get such a variety depending on if you're at Jax Beach versus Neptune Beach or Atlantic Beach or Ponte Vedra Beach. There's always a different vibe here. You will find something to do. There's always an event. And then driving not too far out, you're going to find horses and cows and roosters and, I mean, equestrian style life. You get it all here. City life, country life, whatever you want, usually within 20 to 45 minutes, you can have the life you're looking for. And people just decide to be friendly because it takes a friend to be a friend and be a friend. I've had people move here from California, down in Miami, from Connecticut, from New York. When they move here, they absolutely fall in love with this city, like I've fallen in love with this city. And I'm here by choice. A lot of people who are local and born here, I don't think they have the appreciation like I have it. I made the choice to move here, and the weather here it's bar none. From April to October to April, I mean, I was bragging and still brag about flip-flops and shorts in November. I mean, come on, who doesn't know that is something to celebrate if you're from somewhere in the north? Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Florida during the cold winter months of the north, and let me know if you didn't love it. The number 5 thing I wish I would have known, and this one I really want you to listen to me, is finding someone you can truly trust to help you make a decision like moving to another city or another state. Someone like me who has moved, who has raised family here, who moved from a different country, who started a new career. You name it, I've been through it, and I can help you through all the decisions that you need to make. I will guide you, and I'm going to leave a link below to my calendar, because the best thing you can do is schedule a consultation with me so we can chat about it without any obligation, nothing to do with an obligation. We'll see if we fit each other's needs. If you're really deciding to make a move, you're going to let me know and we'll get you on the calendar, and that's when you can make a choice to hire me or not to hire me. But that is so essential. If you want this to be easy and breezy and seamless, hiring me will help you more than you ever know. And if you could just do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe, oh my goodness, it helps me so much. And let me know if this video was helpful to you, because I'm trying to build content that help you make decisions. And I put a video out every Tuesday. I talk about neighborhoods, I talk about the market, unique things about Jacksonville. And subscribing to my channel, it just really helps to develop my brand. And I am so grateful that you're here. Remember, life is too short not to love where you're living. And I'm living the dream in Jacksonville, Florida. And I would love to be your realtor. And I would love for you to be my neighbor. Thanks so much for watching, friends. And until next time, stay safe and God bless.